We said that we can create coherence in writing by using cohesive devices. So what are cohesive devices? We have types of cohesive devices that the writers can choose from. They can combine them in the same paragraph. Writers will not use one type and exclude the other types. On the contrary, they should select what is most appropriate, and they also should vary in order not to create a boring piece of writing. The first type of cohesive devices is the conjuncts and transitional expressions. All the types of conjuncts and transitional expressions, which express various meanings, are used by writers in order to express, for instance, addition, contrast, concession, consequence, depending on the meanings that they want to transmit. The second type of cohesive devices is pronouns. Personal pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, possessive pronouns. By definition, a pronoun is a word which replaces another word in order to avoid repetition. For instance, in one sentence you use a noun, and in the following sentence you use a personal pronoun that refers to that noun. Peter, he, for instance. In the first sentence you have Peter as the subject, and in the second sentence you have he. Here the connection between the two sentences is not created by a transitional expression, but created by the use of the pronoun itself. There is a link between sentence 1 and sentence 2 just because a pronoun is used between them. The third type of cohesive devices is a repetition of keywords. In a paragraph, sometimes we have a keyword. All the discussion is about it. So, instead of using a pronoun that replaces a noun, just the same noun is repeated to remind the reader of the topic of the discussion. Of course, repetition should be careful. The writer should not over-repeat. Writers are advised to balance between the use of pronouns and the repetition of keywords. The fourth strategy is synonymy. Instead of using a noun and repeating it, or using a noun and a pronoun that refers to it, there is a third possibility, which is to use a noun and its synonym. The fifth type of cohesive devices is called hyponymy. Hyponymy is a semantic relationship which exists between two words. One word covers the other. The meaning of the first word covers the meaning of the second word. For instance, the relationship between the word flower and the word rose is hyponymy. The word flower covers the word rose. The last strategy or type of cohesive devices is the use of parallel structure between the parts of a paragraph. When the writer repeats the structure that is used in one sentence, in the following sentences, here he is keeping the same structure in order to show similarity in meaning. This is an example of how cohesive devices are used in a paragraph. The paragraph is about gold. Let's read it together. Gold, a precious metal, is prized for two important characteristics. Topic sentence. First and foremost, it has shining beauty that is resistant to corrosion. Therefore, it is suitable for jewelry, coins, and ornamental purposes. Gold never needs to be polished and will remain beautiful forever. For example, a Macedonian coin remains as untarnished today as the day it was made 25 centuries ago. Another characteristic of gold is its usefulness to industry and science. For many years, it has been used in hundreds of industrial applications, such as photography and dentistry. The most recent use of this metal is in astronaut suits. Astronauts wear gold-plated heat shields for protection when they go outside spaceships in space. In conclusion, gold is treasured not only for its beauty but also for its utility. We notice that in this paragraph a combination of cohesive devices is used carefully by the writer. Conjuncts and transitional expressions appear from time to time, but they do not appear in all the sentences, and this is quite normal. We notice the use of first and foremost, therefore, and for example, depending on the meaning relationships between the sentences. Also, the writer uses some pronouns like it in order to refer to gold, they, its, to refer to nouns which are mentioned in previous sentences. Thirdly, we notice the repetition of keywords like the word gold. It appears in the first sentence and in the fourth sentence. Synonymy, we have the synonyms shining and untarnished, and also the synonyms usefulness and utility. Then hyponymy, gold and metal. So instead of repeating the word gold a third time, the writer uses the word metal to avoid boredom. And finally, the writer uses parallel structure in the expression. Gold is treasured not only for its beauty, but also for its utility. Here, this creates balance in writing. To create coherence, the writer also can use a logical order in order to show a smooth relationship between the meanings expressed in the various ideas. There are three types of logical order. Time order. This organizes the ideas according to the time of their occurrence. This is also called chronological order, and you see this in the first paragraph. Space order, and it is appropriate in descriptions. Time order is used in narrations. Space order is used in descriptions. This organizes the details according to space, physical space, from left to right, top to bottom, and so on. Finally, order of importance is used to list the ideas from the least important to the most important, or vice versa. And you see the example, the third example shows is a good example of order of importance.